Hi everyone, my name is Maraida and I'm going to be talking to you today about how do you get into dental hygiene school? What do you need? How much is it? All those questions. Let's get to it. What does a dental hygienist do? They're basically the person who cleans your teeth every time you go to the dentist's office. They take care of your teeth, they polish them, and they keep an eye on anything that looks suspicious in case if there's any oral disease developing. Now, where do they usually work? Most hygienists choose to work either on a general or a specialty practice, but there are other branches that you can work in too. They're like nursing homes, schools, the military, public and private agencies. There's a lot of options out there for this type of job and a lot of demand, to be honest. Now, what do you need to get into the program? Well, first of all, you have to make sure that this is something that you want to do. Now, you have to start with taking prerequisites, which are science classes and basic classes before you even start getting into the dental science. To be a dental hygienist, you must be licensed by the state that you live in, and you have to be a graduate of an accredited program. Also, you have to pass a national board of dental hygiene exam and a state examination. It varies from state to state. Some of the prerequisites would be biology, chemistry, and a basic math. Now, the classes that I took to get into the program, for biology, I took anatomy, A&P 1 and 2 with their labs, each one of them. I also took microbiology with the lab. I took chemistry and lab, and I also took a basic English course and a public speaking class. And these are part of the program, but you don't have to necessarily do them before you start. They focus mostly on the science classes. Those are the most important that you need to get out the way before you start your program. You also need a minimum of a 3.0 GPA. Now, when I transferred to ECC, which is where I went to, I didn't have that GPA. And I remember talking to a counselor and she told me, these courses are very hard. You have to be sure that you want to take these classes because you're going to be studying a lot. And since she saw that I wasn't the best student, I was in a 2 point something. I remember when I got into school to take my prerequisites, she was a little bit hesitant because she thought I wouldn't be able to handle the classes. So what I did is I took a survey class before taking my A&P 1 and 2 just to refresh my memory with my science courses in the past in high school. And I actually did pretty good. I got A's in all of my classes. I did very well in all my tests. So, it's a matter of, having the mindset that you want this, you're going to work for it, and you're going to get it. Some programs will require you to take a Hesi A2 examination, which is a test that is just to see where you're standing with your math and science and English comprehension. I didn't have to take it this year because I was a transfer student, and with the whole COVID situation, they waived it for me. But if you're coming from high school, you might have to take this test so they can see where you're standing academically wise. The best question, how much is it? I would say
it is a little bit expensive.
My opinion, tuition, I would say it's around $5,000 per year. This is my first year and I had to put in at least $5,000 in student loans for my tuition for my first semester. And my second one, I spent around $600 in books. Instruments, that was the most pricey thing. My first set of instruments were $1,700. Uniforms, I spent around $100. They do ask you to have matching tops and bottoms for scrubs. I do have a couple of them because I've been working for a while in a dentist's office before. They also require you to have a lab jacket, and those are like personalized, so those were a little bit more expensive. So I would say overall in uniforms I spent $100. They do require you to have a laptop to take to school so you can take exams in class in your personal laptop. I did spend $1,500 on a new one because I wanted something to last. And they did ask me for a fee of like $150 for PPE, which is basically like gloves, masks that we're going to use on a daily basis at the labs in the clinical. Overall, that's pretty much what you need just to get into the dental hygiene program or dental hygiene school. My advice is before you start the program, work as much as you can, save as much money you can, because this will help you to get that start. It is a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. It's a good job. It will pay you back along the way. And if this is something that you really want to do, it's worth it. But you have to make sure this is something you want to do, because it's a big investment of time and, you know, your personal money and getting in debt. And you want to think things through. Hope this video was very helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll gladly answer. If I missed something, just point it out and I'll try to get on it on the next video. Thanks for watching.